Well, Evan Bayh's getting out. His man Obama can't get it done, so he sees the handwriting on the wall.
No, it's not Obama's fault.
That's our fault for electing idiots.
Well,
that's true.
That's true, but
we
that's
reflect.
Evan Bayh saying bye-bye, at least
bye
for
bye,
now.
Evan Bayh.
At least for now.
Oh, yes.
There's many rumors going that he's really thinking about running for president in 2012 as a centrist, whatever that is.
A centrist?
Isn't that somebody who stands for nothing?
What do you mean? I'm centrist.
Yeah?
I'm a Republican centrist.
Central to what? Central to your own good health and
No.
wealth?
Look, I look out for all those concerned because I have no concerns. Therefore, I can't be bought and paid for.
You think that's Mr. Bayh's reasoning?
Well, Mr. Bayh comes from where? The great state of
Indiana.
Eli Lilly. You got to remember, they're corporate boys.
Yes.
Corporate lackeys.
Yes.
And he's probably sick of, taking drug money. He's finally figured it out. That these people are, obviously, we've intoxicated the voters with pills.
He's written his Why I'm Leaving the Senate piece in the Sunday New York Times. And there's some really interesting points he makes. But I think the main one is, he talks about how the filibuster has outlived its
See, now you
viability.
pick on... If you want to get to the real root, ultimate reform will require each of us, as voters and Americans, to take a long look in the mirror.
I agree with that, too. But,
yeah, in many ways, our representatives in Washington reflect people who have sent them there.
Well, the people who sent them there are the people with the big bucks.
Well, and also those people with the big bucks have kind of convinced people that they're one issue. And that's the only issue that matters.
Right.
And they do nothing on that issue.
And of course, we talk about the hot button issues. I'm so sick of hearing about the stand on abortion, the separation of church and state, whether an embryo is a being or not.
Well, an embryo is definitely a being. But my belief is you definitely should kill it, if that's what you want to do.
Or whether gays should get married.
Why does that have to happen?
Why gays should get married, or not. These are the things that we sit there and talk about, but they're not really the important things.
Well, I think people are going to get it, finally, that you really can't legislate heaven on earth, and look at your economic situation. It's been 30 years in the making that you've fought this fight over one issue, and they're continuing. Your Congress people are continuing down that path, including ours.
Ours?
Well, our man in Washington.
What? Mr. Voinovich is stepping down.
Well, he's getting out while the getting's good.
Yeah, well,
Turner hasn't quite got retirement. He's kind of got retirement. He's got, Raji in his back.
Well, here's the deal. Our system is set up on this very rigid structure of 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. And nowadays they're spending at least a third of that time busy preparing for their next race. So we're not getting our money's worth. These people are distracted. They're worried about pissing off the people that got them there. They're not worried about, doing what's right for you and me, because it's all about the almighty treasure chest.
Well, if you go back to the original, I think the Founding Fathers had this figured out, even though we washed it away with democracy, mob rules.
Right.
Go back to the original, electoral college way, where you only have to worry about 2 people that are elected. If we have less people to concentrate on, we will concentrate harder on
We'll get better ones?
Well, probably. You will not get Evan Bayh's. They will not stay because, let me tell you, if Evan Bayh's term came up in Ted Strickland's office, then Ted Strickland would be appointing that senator. Not us. We wouldn't elect the senator directly. We elect the governor and the congressperson. And those 3 people, the 2 senators and the congressperson, decided on what? The president. 572 electoral votes. Do you get it, people?
How?
Then if you would get mad that you picked a bad president and 2 congressmen, out goes the governor, out goes the congressman, and you get a chance in a couple years for a couple more.
Okay, but let's also point, again, the rigidity of the 2-4-6 thing. In the UK, where we all came from, supposedly, we came over here, Anytime somebody can raise their hand and say, enough. And if enough people say enough...
Well, you mean the Lords and the Commons, where they sit there and answer the questions?
Right.
I think Mr. Bayh wants to do that. What he wants to do is
he wants to
have
have lunch.
Let's do lunch.
Lunch.
He's complaining that the senators never get together. They only got together 2 times since he's been in office. 2001.
Right after
9/11.
the big boom boom.
The big boom. The big wake-up call, which we went to war instead of talked.
Right.
And then the other one was when... The other big boom boom. When Bill Clinton was given the boom boom.
You know, that is really sad.
It is sad. Freaking sad. The Republicans, that's all they cared about. Is Clinton doing the boom boom.
The fall of our president over a blowjob. I mean, they'll say, oh, he lied. Well, it's none of our business.
You should ask him a question.
Yeah.
Ken Starr, what a moron.
So,
what a morons
but we go back to Evan Bayh. He sort of pulled a fast one on the people of the great state of Indiana because he said that he wasn't going to run 2 days before. And guess what? He didn't face any competition. Nobody was going to run against him because he had all that money and because they just assumed that he would continue on and continue on.
So he was so arrogant that he didn't even set somebody up to follow in his footsteps. Didn't even mentor
two
somebody.
2 days, and you can't get enough signatures to get on the ballot. So Indiana's got a little problem. But the reality is that the problem is that we don't have that debate every time because we're giving people like Mike Turner carte blanche to keep running and running because it costs so much.
He's got a runner.
And
He's got Oberers against him.
Oh, come on now. We need to stop this insanity of having our politicians sold to the highest bidder. We need to just bite the bullet and pay for the election cycle and be done with it.
Nope. Go back to the Electoral College.
Okay, Greg says go to Electoral College.
Lot cheaper.
Here's the thing. We got to do something, people. We got to change. We got to discuss it. We got to come up with an answer. We got to have lunch as
look in the mirror.
And look at the mirror and
look
say,
at the mirror. You're electing the people you want. And really, you should get rid of you love your congressman, but he's the problem. And so is your governor. Strickland.
He'll be gone too.
Well, if he prays hard enough, it'll all work out.
The preacher.
Be in heaven.
Say goodbye, Greg.
I already said it.